Okay, so let's start by standing. And we'll start off with turning my mat the right way around. And then working with our toes. So quite often when we're doing lots of sitting, or if we've got winter feet, toes get a little bit neglected, and so do the soles of your feet. So stand with your legs a little bit further apart than you normally would, and lift your toes up. So lift your toes up so that you can feel the muscles and the fronts of your feet contracting. So notice, maybe even have a little look down and see which toes you can pull up the furthest. Usually it's the big toes. Can you get your little toes off the mat? So watch out for rolling your feet inwards. So we just want the toes coming up. Try not to roll your feet off so that you haven't got, imagine that's your foot. We want the whole of the base of your toes to be pressing down into the mat, and only the toes coming up. And now we're going to put the big toes down and keep all the other toes off. So I find it does help to actually look at what I'm doing. And then see if you can just put down your second toe. So your toe nearest your big toe. And then the middle toe. And then toe number 4. And then your baby toe. So we're going to peel them back off in the opposite order. So we're going to start with the baby toes coming off the mat. Do you have any control whatsoever of your baby toes? How about your little fingers? If you have your hands out, can you move your little fingers independently of all the others? Okay, so there's no reason why we shouldn't also be able to do that with the feet. It's just lack of practice. So use your utmost concentration and see if you can try and get that little toe off the mat without taking the other ones off. And then toe number 4, middle toe, second toe, and finally your big toe. So you probably find that you've got a lot of control with your big toe, but the other toes are not quite so obedient. So quite a good meditation to sit and see how good you are at controlling your toes. And obviously practice makes a big difference. So now we're going to put the toes back down and we're going to come up onto toes. So lifting up, and again, noticing how that feels in the fronts of your feet, in your ankles. How far up can you come? How's your balance today? And let's take some nice, easy, long, slow breaths while we're up on toes. Think about bringing your knees towards each other. So keeping your legs straight, but engaging all along the inside of each leg, pulling the legs towards each other. And then coming back down. So let's roll out. So taking the outer edge of your foot and rolling your ankles out to the sides. Think about starting that movement up in your hips. So we're pulling out, so sending your hips out. Using all the muscles in your thighs, a little bit in your glutes, engaging your pelvic floor, so lifting up, engaging all that line of muscles all the way underneath you in your undercarriage. Trying to keep your body upright, not bend forward. And then release. And that should feel quite nice in your ankles to release. And again, it's a movement that we often don't do very much. So it's quite a good stretch on the ankles. So this time we're going to do our very inner elegant pose. Bring your knees towards each other. So draw your knees in and rolling your feet so that the outer edge of your foot now lifts up that way. And the inner edge is trying to press down as much as possible into the mat. So it's not a good look, you know, but good exercise, especially for those thigh muscles. Such important muscles, thighs, legs, glutes. They use up a lot of energy and they help the metabolism work and release. So come up onto your left foot now, and we're going to do some lovely circles. So lift your right leg and make those circles as big as you possibly can. So as if you were drawing circles, you want to make huge circles, but keep your knee still for now. So just the ankle and then the other way. And at the same time, you're using your core, you're using your balance. And then we're going to keep the thigh still and move the whole leg. So as if you're stirring a big cauldron. See if you can notice the sensations in your hip here. So you should be able to feel that right there, right in that hip joint, and change direction. And again, well done on the balance. Use your breath, release your jaw if you've got any tightness in your jaw, and then keep your leg up and let's circle the knee. So lovely big circles with your knee. And this is the one where it might get you a bit wobbly because you're changing your center of gravity as you come over and round. There we go. And then let's go back the other way. Standing leg might be starting to get a little bit tired. That's good. That's what we want. There we go. Nice big circles. One more, just last one. Big as you can. And all the way down. Right, just change legs. So right foot down. And again, whenever you're doing any balance posture, a brief think about the sole of your foot, of your standing leg, and set yourself up. So you've got a really lovely, good grip. And what are we doing? We're starting with ankle. And when you breathe in, taking that breath all the way down into your belly. And when you breathe out, releasing any tension in your shoulders. So changing that direction as and when. And then let's move our cauldron stirring. Trying to keep the knee still. I'm not doing a very good job of that. Whoa. And change direction when you're ready. Good balancing, well done. And then we're going to make that movement nice and big. Cross over when you come around with the knee, so take it over the front of your standing leg. And let's reverse. Whoa. Think about this as oiling your joints. There we go. Come back to center. Let's take the legs slightly wider than hip width apart. And then we're going to bend the knees. Keep your body upright. So just bending and then come back up. So we're just giving those knees a bit of a workout. Now, with your knees, protect them. We've all got different things going on with our knees. They're very delicate bits of kit. Or not delicate, more complicated. So if that's uncomfortable, bring your legs closer together. Sometimes if you turn your toes out and send your knees out over in the direction of your toes, that can be more comfortable. So respect what's going on for your knees today and do what suits. We just want to get a little bit of bend and straighten. Okay, we're going to add on here. So the next time we go down, go a little lower and hold. You can move a little if you want, pulse. Take your feet a little bit further apart if that works, keeping the body nice and upright. We're going to move on to shoulders next, so last bit of legs, and then come up onto toes if that works for you. So a little bit more strength work. Up on toes. Yes. Think about that pelvic floor, squeeze your glutes and straighten, come up. Let's walk the legs in. And we're going to have a bit of a rest here. So inhaling up, all the way up, stretch up as high as you can with your fingertips, and then fold forward. Big out breath to fold forward. So here we're just going to hang for a moment. Hang out. Arms are either hanging down or you can cross them over and relax your jaw, your face. And let's bring the breath back to a nice, steady, even pace. Think about that change of gravity here. Everything flowing towards your face, towards your brain, towards the back of your neck, your spine. As you breathe in, allowing your chest to expand as much as it possibly can. And as you breathe out, blowing that air down towards your shins, towards your knees. And then we're going to slowly uncurl. So let your hands drop down again if they aren't still, or aren't already, rather, and then uncurling to come all the way up. So we're going to do some land swimming here. Hands on hips, put your feet in a comfortable position, and we're going to fold forward at the hips. So hinging at the hips, you just come forward. So you're an upside down capital L. And then we're going to take the arms out to the sides and forward. So hands are reaching forward. Pull your belly in towards your spine gently. Try not to lock your knees, a little bit of a bend in your knees, then reaching forward. Okay, now look up and let's look towards our hands. And we're going to take the right hand down and back, behind, and then all the way around to the front. And the left hand down, take it out behind you, and then we're going to swoop it around to the front. So if you were swimming like this, you'd get absolutely nowhere. So I don't know why I described it as swimming, but one more, take that hand down and back, and then all the way around to the front. And the other hand, down, back, out to the side, and all the way around to the front. Keep your arms out, use that strength in your legs and your back and your core to come all the way up to standing. And then we're going to take the arms behind. So not a lot behind, just as much as you possibly can. Pulling your shoulder blades towards each other, sending your sternum forwards. And then allow your hands to drop down. And then coming forward again. So we'll do some lovely shoulder circles, but leading with the hands. So take your hands up and behind and down and round to the front again. Big circles, huge stretch. Think about sitting still and then having that lovely opportunity to move and stretch. That's it. And let's go the other way. So we're going to go backwards now. So send your heart center forward And then as you come round your back a little, round yourself, come all the way down and then drop your shoulders. So just make the movement as big as you can and think about how you feel and where you want to actually stretch. You might find that as you go around, you want to change the angle of your hands, stretch out your elbows. Last one. Nice big circle this time, huge. Go big. There we go. Lovely. So we're going to come into triangle, Trikonasana. Take your feet a little bit away from each other. Take your arms out to the sides, nice strong shoulders now. Settle in, find your balance, find your steadiness and your calm in this asana. And then we're going to slide to the right. So look to the right, slide to the right, and then come all the way down. So if you tuck your hand just on the inside edge, you can use it to press a little, and you can open up your top shoulder so that you're not curling forward. So we're not looking for this, we're looking for open. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Hold, well done. Think about not sticking your bum out. So engaging your glutes just lightly. And then we're going to lift to come out. So as if somebody's holding your top hand and just gently lifting you up. And then we're going to go straight over to the other side. No rest today. So I'm looking forward, but if it's okay for you and it suits your neck, you can look up to your top hand. If it doesn't suit your neck, then just look forward. So looking up, hold, and then let's reach up to come out. So up and out. Lovely. So let's come into Prasarita Padottanasana. Take your toes to point forwards, and we're going to bend at the hips. So send your sit bones out behind you, bend forward, come halfway. Make sure you're not locking your legs here. So uncap your kneecaps if they're holding on tight. And then let's fold all the way. Come down to right hand to right foot, left hand to left foot. Let your head and neck be completely relaxed here. Let them just hang. Think about sending your sit bones up towards the ceiling. So you're stretching out the backs of your legs. Now staying here, take your right hand off your right foot and walk it over to your left foot. So right hand to left foot or left calf, and then left hand comes up, pointing up towards the ceiling. So you're lifting up your left hand towards the ceiling, using your right hand to gently twist yourself around. So you want to be pulling a little bit on that right hand, the right arm engaged, lifting your left hand up towards the ceiling and opening your left shoulder out to the side as well, or really up above you, really. Keep those legs unlocked, and then let's come back down. So bring your arm down, and exactly the same on the other side. So this time your left hand goes to your right foot, and your right hand swoops up, opens up to the side, and then points up towards the ceiling. And you can look up towards the ceiling as well. Remember to pull gently on that left hand, left arm. Give yourself a bit more of a twist. And then let's bring the right hand back down. Right hand comes to right foot. Left hand comes to left foot. And then we're going to come from here into downward facing dog. So walk your hands into the center. Walk your feet a little closer together. And bring yourself into a lovely downward facing dog. So here we go, sending your heels down towards the mat. Stretching out all the way from your Achilles to your sit bones, trying to tilt your sit bones up towards the ceiling. Keeping space between your arms and your head, and relaxing your face and your jaw. So when you breathe in now, take that breath right down into your belly, into the sides of your body. And as you breathe out, again, see if you can blow that air onto your toes. So really pressing your hands down into the mat as you breathe out with a little bit of force. See if you can feel the breeze on your toes with each out breath. Press down into your fingertips as well as your wrists. And then let's look forward. So looking forward, let's step the left foot forward. So take your left foot. An easy way to do this, if you haven't already, is to come up onto your toes. The leg that you're going to move forward, lift it up in the air, tuck it into your chest, and then step forward. So we're in a nice low lunge now. Keep that knee pressing into your armpit. So your left knee, try and get it right into your armpit and put some pressure in. Let's give those lymph nodes a bit of a squeeze. Hands are flat to the mat if you can, or up on fingertips if that's not working. And then pressing back with your heel. So sending your heel back, dropping your hips. So drop your hips as low as they will go. So nice, easy, stable posture. And now we're going to straighten that left leg. So straighten your left leg and take the right heel back down towards the mat. Stay low over your extended leg, your extended left leg. Think about the change in stretch here. Where are you feeling it? Are you feeling it in the front of your foot? Are you feeling it in your thigh? Which thigh? Both thighs? Only one. That's it. Lovely. And then we come forward again. So bending your left knee. This time we're going to challenge ourselves a little more. So make sure that you've got your feet stacked up so that you can balance well. Look forward, engage your thighs, and bring yourself up into warrior one. So with warrior one, think about your spine as well. So lifting your sternum, lifting up out of your hips. Shoulders strong. We're nicely warmed up for this. We warmed our shoulders up with our back to front swimming. So a lovely warrior here. And then we are going to swoop the arms back down, take them wide, bring them down. And we're going to take that left foot back to join the right and come back into downward facing dog. Set yourself up really beautifully in your downward facing dog. So heels pushing down, sit bones poking up, tilting up, arms and shoulders wide. Completely relaxed in your jaw and your face. Take a deep breath here. And we're going to move the right foot forward. So look to your hands again and same thing. Come up onto toes, lift your right foot back, tuck it in towards your thigh, and then shoot it forward. There we go. So we want to take that pressure into the right armpit now. So your knee into your armpit if you can. Hands flat to the mat if that works. And then focusing on trying to get some nice length in that back leg. So left leg long, sending the heel back and dropping the hips. So while we're doing that move of compressing into the right lymph nodes, we're also compressing the lymph nodes in the groin on the right side. So these are the kind of things in yoga that you don't necessarily get in other exercises, where you are helping to detoxify the body, helping the body to detoxify the body rather. And then we're going to straighten that right leg. So sending the hips back, adjust if you need to. Left heel coming down. Both legs are straight, if you can get them straight here. And then we're going to do a little bit of work coming up into our warrior one on this side. So bending the right knee, coming up and away from the leg, and finding your strength. Well done. Don't forget to try and sink down as low as you can as well. Think about pressing that back heel down. You should feel that in the back of your knee, in the back of your calf, on the left leg. You can squeeze your glutes on the left side. Lift your chin gently, and your drishti point is sort of probably at the point where your wall meets the ceiling. And we're going to take the arms back and wide again, bringing them all the way down to the floor. And stepping that right foot back. This time we're coming into plank. So find your perfect posture, wrists under your shoulders. If you have issues with your shoulders and you want to adapt, you can come into a low arm plank. This is great for your core, great for strengthening the sides of your body, protecting your lower back. And we're going to come to knees, chest, and chin. So Ashtanga Namaskar. So first take the knees down, and then we bend the elbows. And we want to take the chest down, but leave your bum up in the air. So chest and chin come down slowly together. And then we use the strength in the arms to swoop forward and bring your belly down to the mat. And I've run out of mat, so you need to adjust where you are on your mat. So let's come into a lovely Sphinx, because Sphinx is such a nice, relaxing posture, whilst also requiring a bit of effort. So hands flat to the mat. Spread your fingers out. Think of them as Sphinx paws. I think the Sphinx has paws. Elbows are tucked in, so they're close to your chest, but you've got room. So they're either side of your torso. And we're going to look forward and take the shoulders wide. I want you to feel as if you're taking your shoulder blades down your back towards the floor. So your sternum is facing forward, and you want to be pulling your sternum gently forward. Engage your toes and the tops of your feet and press them down into the mat. So that helps to engage both your legs. So we're in our Sphinx pose. Now we're going to make it dynamic. So we're going to feel as if we're trying to drag our body forward, just using our forearms. So engage the upper arms and squeeze your elbows back behind you. So you're trying to drag them behind you, but they're not going to move unless you've got a very slippery mat, which you hopefully haven't. So can you feel that? Can you feel that in your shoulder blades, in your upper back? If you're really pulling, you might start to feel a little bit trembly You know, that muscle is working kind of wobbly wibble. Pull, pull, pull. So you're dragging your belly forward. And relax. Well done. I think we deserve a little bit of a rest here. So Makara, one forearm stacked on top of the other, forehead resting on your arms. And relax your legs. Take your heels out to the sides. And just let them drop out. The right heel to the right side, left heel to the left side. Nice, deep, slow breaths here. Last round of breath here. Okay, so let's move again. Tuck your toes under, bring your hands either side of your chest, take your elbows behind you. So tuck your arms into the sides of your body and looking up. However works for you, come back into Balasana to start with, okay? So sending yourself back or bringing your knees forward, bringing your hips to your heels, and then folding your torso down nicely over your thighs, bringing your forehead down to the mat. Reach your arms forward. Let's stretch under the arms. And then staying here, staying beautifully relaxed in this posture. Take your arms behind you. Take them to your lower back, or your hands to your lower back. Might be a bit of a challenge to get your arms on your lower back. And clasp your hands together. So staying curled round in Balasana. See how close you can get your palms to each other. So clasping your fingers, clasping your hands together, having them resting just on your lower back, just above your sacrum. And we're going to try and lift and send arms out behind you. So if you can get a little bit of a lift away from your body, brilliant. If you can get a lot of a lift, that's great too. If you can't get any lift, then you can come up, move your arms away from your body, and then fold yourself back down again. Sometimes that's easier. So we're thinking here about trying to get your shoulder blades to almost touch each other. Squeezing your back. And opening up across your chest. So keeping your arms up, keeping your hands clasped together, and then come up into sitting. There we go. Keeping your arms clasped and away from you, sitting up. Bring your chin to your chest. So your back is lovely and straight. Your chin is moving down towards your chest. And release. Bring your hands down towards your bum. Release. Bring your hands together and cross them over and see if you can hold opposite palms, so Garuda arms. And then take your hands down towards the mat. You won't get very far, it's okay. You just want to stretch out across the top of your back. So we're counter posing and then unwind, and let's do the same on the other side. So twist your arms, get a little bit of a palm to palm as much as you can, and then fold forward a little. Imagine that you're taking your shoulder blades as far away from each other as you can now. Well done. And release. So we need to do a little bit of a twist here. So let's come into sitting over to the side. So we're on our heels, slide over. Keep your right leg. So slide over to the right. Keep your right leg bent. Bring your left leg over, so your left foot over. And we want to make space so that both sit bones can be on the ground. So sitting up lovely and tall. And just enjoy this for a moment, because we're going to be getting a really big stretch right down into the left hip here. So left knee is up. You can't really see because I'm very unhelpfully wearing all black again, but I've got my hands just tucked around my knee, so you can see where my knee is. Keep that length in your torso, so lifting in the sides of your body as well, and try and relax your shoulders. So both sit bones on the floor, left foot tucked over the right knee. And we're going to grab hold of the knee with the right hand and twist out towards the left. Take your hand down to the floor and use your fingers to walk yourself around and open up. It's a lovely big twist. Don't forget to bring your eyes into it as well. So head comes around as far to the left as you possibly can. Opening up your left shoulder, stretching all the way through your neck. And then looking around to your left as if you're trying to see something that's just out of sight. Keep that length. So think about the crown of your head. Is it lifting up towards the ceiling? And are you connecting both your sit bones to the floor? Now that's making me feel a bit dizzy. So release your eyes back to the center, release your hand and uncurl all the way back to center. So we're going to change legs. So you can either swap them around or you can come all the way around and then you have a miraculous change. Quite nice to play in yoga. So trying to get your knee sort of into the center and thinking again about the stretch in that right hip, but also making sure that both sit bones are on the floor. So this left foot doesn't come under, it just tucks alongside. So let's lift, lengthen through the neck, relax your shoulders, keep them nice and easy. And then this time we're using our left hand to hold on, and then the right arm swoops out and we get that lovely opening of the chest. Hand comes down so we can help walk around with the fingers. And again, looking around to the right as much as you can. Nice, slow, steady breaths here, nice and even. Are you lifting up towards the ceiling with the crown of your head? And release. Eyes, arms, shoulders. And take your feet together. So let's get soles of the feet touching in our lovely Baddha Konasana. So knees popping down towards mat. And use your hands around your feet if you want. Or you maybe want to hold on around your ankles to draw them in towards your torso, towards your groin, and knees going out to the sides. So if you feel like it, you feel like making this dynamic today, you can be butterflying. So butterfly wings, moving your knees. Just keep that lovely lift going in your spine. So crown of the head moving up towards the ceiling. And now we're going to bring the belly button towards the feet. So take your torso forward. That really helps not curl around. So we don't want to be curling right now. We want to be up nice and tall. So on an out breath, moving forward. And then on an in breath, allowing yourself to sort of spring back just a little bit. So each time moving a little bit closer to the floor, but keeping your chin up and keeping your heart center up, and literally just trying to bring your belly button down towards your feet. So go at your own pace here. Think about where you're feeling the stretch. And let's do 5 breaths. Let's do 5 quiet breaths. Close your eyes if you wish. Go at your own pace. Just keeping that length in your spine and neck. That's 2. And 3. And 4. Take the last breath. And very slowly bringing yourself up to sitting. So we're going to take legs out in front, fingertips pointing towards your hips, towards your toes, with your arms just a little bit behind you. We're going to come into a reverse plank. So reverse plank, or if you hate reverse plank or it doesn't work for you today, come into reverse tabletop. So the difference is just with the reverse plank, you've got your legs straight and you're lifting your hips up. With reverse tabletop, you're bringing your feet in and you've got your knees bent. So we can do both if you like. So start off in reverse plank because it's a little bit trickier. So toes pressing down towards your mat, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your thighs. Try and keep your chest wide and open. So sending your sternum up. And if you can, drop your head back and breathe. Think about pressing down into your fingertips, not just into your wrists. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come into reverse tabletop. So sending your hips up, bending your knees, keeping your head back if you can. So much easier, isn't it? And then we're going to come back to Paschimottanasana. So take your hips down towards your mat. Straighten your legs, sitting up nice and tall. Counter pose, breathing your arms in, come up, and out to fold forward. And again, 5 breaths here. Go at your own pace. Breathing in, filling up with air, coming away from your legs, making space in your torso as you breathe out, gently folding forward. Think about those toes that we started out with, how much or how little control you had over them. And how, when we don't use bits of our body, we kind of forget how to use them. Those muscles just don't respond quite in the same way. Last breath here. And then gently coming all the way back up. Okay, let's sit in Dandasana for a moment. So crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Sitting up very tall, dropping your sit bones into the mat. Hands just beside you. And drawing your toes back towards your face. So sending your heels away, bringing your toes towards you. A nice stretch along the bottom of your foot. So let's lean forward now and grab hold of those toes if you can. Just fold your hand over your toes so that the palm of your hand is just pressing down And give your toes a good stretch. So stretch out the bottom of your foot. If your heels want to come off the mat, let them come off the mat. So we're stretching. And in reflexology, this point along the bottom of your foot, where it's the top of your foot and the base of your toes, and all of the bottoms of your toes are your head, neck, eyes, ear, nose, throat. So if you are feeling a little bit coldy, a little bit all in your head, too much, this is a really good place to massage. So you can give them a good stretch, a bit of a squeeze, do what feels lovely. It's always lovely to have somebody else giving your feet a squeeze. Not quite the same when you do it yourself, but knees must. So give them a good squeeze and a stretch and let go. Now we're going to do the same thing, folding them over. So lean forward, and if it's tricky to reach, then bring your feet towards you, but just pressing your toes down now, squeezing them as if you're wearing ballet shoes. So, or you've got your feet bound. You're stretching across the fronts of your toes. And release, come back up. So a little bit more work on toes and hips and legs, taking your feet out to the sides. So toes are going out to the sides. Control that from your hips. You can feel that in your glutes, you can feel that in your thighs. Trying to take your little toe down to the mat on each side. Squeeze, 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 and release. Take your toes, big toes together, and take your heels out. So toes are down towards the mat, and you're bringing your feet out. So your heels are out to the sides, toes are pointing in. And again, think about that from the perspective of your hips and knees. Where are you having to do the work to get that range of movement, to get that posture and release? Well done. It's quite full on, isn't it? There's tiny little movements, but you can really make them so meaningful and so intense. So let's find our lovely little balance spot. Lifting the heels up, and do what you feel is right for you today. So whether if you want to really push yourself a little and your hands are off, or maybe they're even up behind you, and straighten your legs. Do what works for you. If you are here, that's great too. We're going to take the right leg down, out to the side. Good core work here. Back to the center line, and then back up to join the other leg. Think about this in your core. Left leg going down now, taking the leg out to the side, back to center, and back up to join. Okay, this time we're taking both legs down towards the mat. Stay strong, take them away from each other, out to the sides, back to the center, and then back up. And that's quite intense, so let's have a little hug to celebrate. Whatever we managed to do is all good. Forehead down to your knees. You're gently rounding in your back. Still balancing. Nice deep breath. And let go. And then we're going to come down to lying on our mat. So however you want to get down to your mat. If you want to roll down, if you want to just, whatever you want to do. bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a lovely hug, a little bit of a rock from side to side. That always feels so lovely, just pressing into your lower back, across the tops of your hips there. Well done. So let's take our arms out to the sides, press shoulder blades into the mat. Feel as much contact between the whole of your arm and the floor as you can. Neck long, face relaxed. And let's do a little bit of a twist. So taking your knees over to whichever side. We're going to go right and then head to left. And it's always fun to experiment with this by taking your knees higher up, taking them lower down, straightening out your legs, seeing where you feel that stretch and where you can change the sensation of the stretch in your side and your back, depending on what you're doing with your legs. And then let's come back to center. So back to center first with your head and your gaze, and then over with your knees, then straight over to the other side. Let's keep going. So do the same, whatever you did on the other side, do on this side. Quite a good little massage for your kidneys, doing these lovely twists. Oh, not to mention all your other internal organs as well, of course. And then head back to center and knees back to center. Give yourself a hug. A little bit of a rock from side to side. And well done. Now we're going to come into Shavasana. If before we go into Shavasana, it's something you feel comfortable with and you feel like it, go ahead and come into a shoulder stand or candle. And if that's not something that you feel like doing today, come straight into your Shavasana. So for Shavasana, of course, we want to be comfortable. We want to minimize any distractions. And of course, when you're in Shavasana, if you suddenly feel you have an itch on your nose or you want to scratch your head, then go ahead and do that. It's much better to deal with whatever it is that's intruding on your thoughts and be done with it than lie there for 5 minutes thinking, I really want to itch my nose, but I've got to stay still. You don't have to stay still. Being in Shavasana is just being able to relax and let go, be in the moment, notice yourself, control your breathing, do whatever it takes to just keep your attention right here, right now, with you. So close your eyes when you've found all the things that you need in yourself and in your surroundings to make yourself comfortable. And let's breathe. So breathing in through your nostrils and breathing out through your mouth. Close your eyes. Think about taking that breath all the way around your body to wherever it's needed. So do a little scan. You know yourself, you know what you've been experiencing today in your body and in the past few days. So any areas of concern, any areas that need a little bit more care and love and attention, or any areas that you're concerned about. So that's where you take your breath. You breathe in. Take that breath to wherever it needs to go and allow all those muscles to relax, to allow that whole area, wherever it is, to become warm and relaxed, and feel at ease. And with every breath that you let go of, allow yourself to let go of anything that's niggling or annoying or causing you any kind of irritation in your thoughts. Choose to let go of that which you cannot control and does not bring you joy and peace and calm. So relax your feet. Allow each foot to feel heavy and soft, completely at peace, completely relaxed. And relax your ankles. And relax your calves and your shins. And relax your knees. Relax your thighs. And relax your hips. Relax the whole of your pelvis. And relax your belly. Relax your chest. And relax your hands, your fingers, your palms, the backs of your hands, your thumbs and your wrists. They're completely supported. Let them rest. Let them be completely at peace. And relax your forearms. Relax your elbows. And relax your upper arms. And relax your shoulders. Relax your throat. And relax your neck. Relax the whole of your face. Relax your jaw, relax your mouth, relax your nose, relax your cheeks, relax your eyes, relax your forehead, relax your ears, and relax the whole of your scalp. Feel that the whole of your body is completely at peace, completely at ease, completely supported. And enjoy that sensation of being at rest. And each breath that you take in, take it right down into your belly, into the sides of your body, into your back and into your chest. And as you let go of each breath, feel yourself relaxing a little deeper, feeling at peace, feeling strong and calm. And as you take a deep, slow breath in, feel that you're filling yourself up with light and energy and calm and peace and warmth and everything that you need to thrive and flourish and be your best self. And keeping your eyes closed, keeping that lovely space, that calm and peace that you've created for yourself. Just gently come to lie on your right side. When you're ready, rolling over to your right. And just staying there for a moment, for a few breaths. Feeling gratitude for for all the amazing things you have in your life, for yourself, for your mind, body, and spirit, for all that you do, all that you can do, all that you will do, all that you want to do. Taking a nice deep breath in. Gently, with your out breath, when you're ready, bringing yourself up to sitting. Peacefully, calmly, in easy cross-leg pose in Sukhasana. And bring your hands together. So let's rub the palms together, get some heat and some warmth. Imagine sparks flying, and then cup them over your eyes. Relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in, straightening up, taking the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. As you breathe out, gently opening your eyes into that nice space. That nice soft space that you've created. And another in breath. And gently floating your hands back to heart center with your out breath. And namaste. Thank you very much for joining me on the mat, and especially for joining you on the mat. So yoga is about joining your mind, body, and spirit and yoking them together. So hopefully that's what you've achieved in your practice today. And hopefully I can get this video to stop. Or maybe not. There we go. Got ya.